In the heart of West Africa during the 17th century, where the sun rose slowly over wide savannas and ancient forests, lived a young black African man named Kande. His village stood near a winding river that fed the land and shaped the lives of its people. Every morning, before the heat of the sun became strong, Kande woke to the sound of roosters, distant drums, and the soft voices of women preparing the first meal of the day. Kande's home was built from clay and wood, its roof woven with dry grass. He rose from a mat laid on the earthen floor, washed his face with cool river water, and wrapped a simple hand-woven cloth around his waist. Life was not easy, but it was meaningful. Each day had purpose, shaped by tradition and survival. As the sun climbed higher, Kande joined other men in the fields. They worked with iron tools crafted by village blacksmiths, breaking soil, planting millet, sorghum, and yams. Farming was the heart of life. The land was respected, spoken to softly, and thanked after each harvest. Elders taught that the spirits of the ancestors walked beside the living, watching how the land was treated. By midday, the village rested. Children played under the shade of baobab trees, while elders told stories of past kings, warriors, and great migrations. Women ground grain, prepared stews, and dyed cloth with natural colors made from plants and earth. Every task, no matter how small, carried dignity. As night fell, fires were lit, drums echoed through the village, and songs rose toward the stars. Kande listened closely, knowing that these songs carried history, wisdom, and identity. This was his world, simple, demanding, and deeply connected to the earth. As Kande grew older, his responsibilities expanded beyond farming. He became involved in river trade, a vital part of 17th century African life. Canoes carved from massive trees moved slowly along the river, carrying salt, gold dust, kola nuts, leather, and cloth to neighboring villages and trading towns. Trade routes connected people across vast lands. Merchants spoke different languages, wore different styles, and brought news from faraway places. Kande learned to measure goods carefully and speak with respect, as trade was built on trust. Cowrie shells and gold were commonly used for exchange, and deals were sealed with handshakes and shared meals. Yet this century carried shadows. Foreign ships had begun appearing along the coast. Stories traveled inland, stories of people taken away, never to return. Elders warned the youth to stay close to the village and travel in groups. Though Kande did not fully understand the scale of these changes, he felt a growing unease in the air. Despite this, daily life continued. Craftsmen shaped wood into masks and tools. Blacksmiths worked fire and metal, believed to hold spiritual power. Healers used roots, leaves, and chants passed down for generations. Life was balanced between physical labor and spiritual belief. In the evenings, Kande sat with elders learning oral history. No books recorded their past. Memory and speech were sacred. Each story was a bridge between generations, and Kande understood that remembering was a duty. One year, after a long rainy season, the river flooded its banks. Fields were damaged and food became scarce. The village gathered in unity, sharing what little they had. No one was left alone. This was the strength of their society, community over self. Kande took on a leadership role among the young men, organizing repairs to homes and fields. He led with humility, guided by lessons learned from elders. During this time, ceremonies were held to honor ancestors and ask for balance between humans and nature. As seasons passed, Kande married and began a family. He taught his children the same lessons he had learned: how to farm, how to respect elders, how to listen to the land, and how to honor their ancestors. He told them stories at night, just as they had been told to him. The 17th century was a time of challenge and change, but within the village, life endured. Through work, faith, and unity, the people survived. Their daily lives, filled with labor, song, struggle, and hope, became a quiet resistance against forgetting. And though history would later be written by others, the spirit of Condé and his people lived on in the land, the river, and the stories carried from one generation to the next.